Hello, greetings, engineers. Welcome back. And we are continuing with our survival on a public server here. My capstone ship is coming along pretty nicely. We also wanted 6 gyroscopes. We'll just tell it 8 here in raw materials. Raw materials. As soon as I get those reactor components done, I should be able to build this reactor. Looks like I'm still short by a significant amount. It's probably trying to pull through all that stone to make gravel still. Stone is one of those interesting things. It makes so much waste gravel that you throw it away and you don't care about it in the early game. And then once you start to get to the late game portion, you wish you had all that gravel again. Did not get as far as I wanted to with what I had available. I thought I had a fair amount in stockpile, but it's apparently still refining. However, I did get my other 2 refineries online and these assemblers, so that part of the chain is working. And I'll turn you into a grinder if I can. And then I'll just have those 2 going. And let's go and turn our welder off. Grinder will go on. And with this being a static grid, things like this landing gear here should not float away when I turn into them. Yeah, they're fixed in place. So if you're ever doing a bit of grinding and you need things not to fly away, then you should, well, hopefully you're doing large grid ships or structures to large grid grinding. And with them in a fixed position, like being a structure or a static grid, they should not float away when you go and bump into them with the grinder. So the grinders being a sloppy eater, for lack of a better terminology, will push things away as it chops it down. And if you are doing that to a ship, which will break apart and move because it is a mobile grid, that makes grinding very difficult. But if you turn it into a static grid, you can bump it all you want with the grinders, and it won't move, it won't fly away. And that is what you want to see when you're grinding. That way it makes it that much easier. There we go. Then I can chop down these guys here too. And that should be enough materials to get this guy docked up. So let's back you out and get you towards your new home. That jump drive I wanted to be up, so we'll come this way. Let's make sure that we've got our alignment and everything set. Oh yeah, so we are super thin here, and I don't like that. Like, as in, we've got enough coverage width-wise, so we can just fly straight in back here. And the back, let's do, I can even push it out one. Yeah. Giving myself a bit of space in here. The hydrogen thrusters have 2 large grid blocks of damage in there, so giving myself space of 2 will prevent my back wall from being damaged there. It fits in there pretty nicely. I have just enough space. I'm going to retool it just a bit so I've got a flat face full of drills and I'm not bumping this cockpit up on anything anymore. So that'll be one more improvement for it. But it fits nicely in there. I like that a lot. Right now, I can do a function check on my ship. We are presently a station, so not to worry about movement. I have thrust left and right, and up and down and forwards and backwards. So I only have limited thrust in a couple of directions, so I won't want to do a whole bunch of movement. I have gyroscopes in place, and I have some hydrogen. I've got 2 tanks. I just have a bunch of extra tanks which aren't made, so I shouldn't let that worry me too much. Let's christen thee first. Swift Thistle is thy name, and we will convert you into a ship. Alright. Do not want to be going that far. Here's a perfect example for the jump drive. Because I built out so much of this, that one steel plate, instead of being whatever that mass is of the one plate, it turns into the mass of 25 plates for every cube on there. And I have enough material placed down right now to cut the jump range in half. That's why the maximum you're seeing is a little more over 1,000 kilometers. So it's not a whole lot on there, but I'm not worried about that too much. Swift Thistle is a ship. I have power, I have gyros, and I move. Something is broke. I have control over things. Let's see if I get out, get back in. Still no movement. Oh, I see a movement. It is just that... There we go. Getting out and getting back in fixed it. I want more gyros for sure. Let's go and find iron. I say second star to the left. Select and jump it. Oh man, it's such a big ship. That jump ring is so far away. There we go. Actually, I'm going to fix my ship here. This will come down. You're going to turn into a drill. Good. Got my drill set up forward, which is what I want. I need... These are good. That's the stuff to kick out. That's fine as well. And I can just strengthen this with more cargo containers. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. Everything is operational. I've got some more upgrades I want to do to this too. So let's do task recorder. I can put my flight block back here. And then I need beacon again. That beacon can sit back here as well for docking and whatnot. Why not? You're here. And let's actually configure it so I don't have it blasting. Turn you off initially. How about 2.5? That's all you're going to see anyways. So now I can see you, but more importantly, these blocks can see it as well. And that's what I will make it do its maneuvers from. Let's get that set up. Because if I just had a one-step setup on here, that would be fantastic. Disconnect from the other grids, and let's do third bar for our AI setup. Quarter, what do we want? Add waypoints. We want to play on off. Let's do a reverse order on here. So from here, I should just record a couple of waypoints. Let's get in first person. Let's do recording here. And then we should be able to scooch forward. And we'll take a waypoint here. And I will take one more out here. Probably from down here. Oh, I didn't. Dang it. That's my fault. AI recorders, I did not set. Swift Thistle needs to be the reference beacon set up beforehand. So my waypoints are trash. Deletes all waypoints. This works out nicely for me. I will not have to do this much more. This is my correct location. We'll come here, set to 3, and record a spot. We'll come forward. Record a spot. Let's go below. And record a spot. And now let's piss off. So if we've done this right, we should be able to reverse and play. As soon as we turn on the AI functions, your behavior is on, and your behavior is also on. We're working that. Collision avoidance, we want precision on, but avoidance off. Let's check out. Okay, we've hit a point. Headed up. There we go. So that initial movement was just it trying to get to the first reference point. And now we are backing in nice. Very nice. And we've made contact. That's pretty good. So the last thing I want to do is when this says that can connect, it will connect. And it can shut down everything else. That way I can just set this out. I can like go drive this somewhere and then force it to drill and not have to wait there myself. So I'll get another event controller on here in a minute and take care of that. But first, let's get out of here. We're here. Let's go look for some iron. I'll turn my drills on and give it a small thruster override. And we should just go straight in. And this is largely going to be hands-off. You have to do a lot of mining. I like this little 3x3 ship. You can bore out a big hole to get into your ore. And then once you're there, that 3x3 strip, as long as you have your drills situated kind of like how I have it, where you've got in the corners and then the one in the center, which is your 5 limit for the server, this will get you the maximum that you possibly can out of your drills, given their ability to remove material. So this configuration will bore a hole slightly bigger than your ship, which can be pretty dangerous too, because if you hit it against the side, especially when you have a bunch of material in your ship, you can easily cause tons of damage to it and cause it to explode. I'm trying something new with just a ton of small cargo containers and a single small hydrogen tank for this one, because usually I put a big tank in and a big cargo container, but I also tend to break the cargo containers, break my thrusters, and break my hydrogen tank, which leaves me stranded wherever I'm at. This way, hopefully that hydrogen tank is a little more secure. Hasn't broken on me yet, but somehow even with it being in the center of everything, it still has taken damage. I think it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's the server lag or damage somehow penetrating through blocks or some other weird force that causes damage to things beyond what the initial impact is due to the rubber banding server lag, or it's possibly that the server just thought the grid was somewhere else and caused it damage. That's kind of a mystery to me, but that is what it is. We've got our full cargo load and we are somewhere below our ship. We are going nice and slowly, turn around and ascend. That way it's nice and aligned, and then it should just go straight back into that connector. Beautiful. For the next step in this, I will take an event controller, and when it says that connector is ready to connect, it will actually do the connection and turn off everything else so it doesn't try to freak out like it just did there. The biggest problem is the bottleneck on the refinery process. Even though I've got 4 refineries chipping away at all my materials, they still can't get through everything as fast as I need to. My assemblers are also working as hard as they can. There are only 2 of them. Typically at this stage in the game, you would want to just build a whole raft of refineries and have them chew through everything as fast as possible. A station with just everything plugged together into a brick is probably the most efficient way to do that, but we're putting everything on a capital ship here. This is going to be our mobile base. While I haven't done much in the way of continuing the ship, I did weld up the rest of the pieces, and then this block area here is supposed to be the bay for my mining ship. This is pretty small now that I've actually got it blocked off and trying to get it in here. It's also very frail. The AI, if you ever used it, or even just remote control or anything, where you're flying to waypoints, the thrusters fire continuously all over the place because in order to get it to go where I need it to be, not only do I have precision mode on, but I have collision avoidance off. The tolerances in here are really, really thin. So it's not above crashing into things and then destroying its sensitive blocks, which it needs to continue function. And then something I didn't realize was just how narrow all this was. I think what I'd like to do is knock this down. And if that's the case, all of this has to shift over. Like all of it. I can't just cheat these engines. And that might mess with some of the aesthetics that I wanted over here. Just because I didn't want these thrusters right up against where I am tapering everything. But we'll see. I'll probably have to mess with it because this landing bay here is unacceptably small. We should probably continue to flesh out some corridors and some additional areas for manufacturing. So let's get to that. Let me grab some plates and we'll get to putting things where they need to go. Take some of these. I do want mostly, just take 100. I'm actually going to lay out a lot of cargo system through here. And die almost immediately. Oh, what fun. Nobody saw anything. This is the side of my ship, and this is going to be the farthest out. So if I have, like, this be the corridor, then I can chip these guys out. So let's do, like, this can be a door. And if that's the case, then this is going to be a connector. And yeah, we'll just do that be a connector. I'll cut these guys probably all the way back, unless I go up and over somewhere. Let's do the door first. The door can go on a connector. A connector, you can sit there. And then back here, what do I want? Do I really want to pressurize? I mean, I can. I also want to be cheap on PCU, so I'm going to use some cheese. I think I will do just that. We'll go armored pieces through here. I'll put the dirty side back that way, because that should be floor. And if that's where we're going to go to, we can do that. That should work. And then back up to the tube. We can keep this way. Let's put you across going this way. And I will take that down. I can angle you up. And over. I have no idea what's going to be through here. So let's actually be cheap for a second. Some standard pipes coming out this way. Put anything there because I've got 2 connections, so we can just do a simple elbow and then we can continue on with the straight pipe. So that should be pretty simple coming through. The next question would be, oh, hello. I can come this way. What are you? I'll take that or not. Dump some plate. Take that plate. You need to be an elbow. Elbow can come my way. There we go, face down, elbow my way, turn it into a vent over here. And we can go and pull up our armory. There we go. And then this is all tubes, and then you bend back this way, and then come up and over. So that's an airlock into the ship. All right. But at least that's a way into the ship. And I can come across and in. Probably should just go ahead and mirror it on the other side. Take both of these down. And that. Why did I tee that? It should just be an elbow. Right? But you can go elbow. You are my connector. Door can go there. Get my glass. I want transparent. Let's go dark on the insides. Oh, we turn. That's the pipe coming through. We can put air vent back in here. Air vent. Let's do that. And then over to our armory lockers to let us in. So it'll be a little tight going through there, but that is an airtight area that is venting out towards us. And we can pull an elbow across through here. We're going to pull an elbow, and then straight tube back. Come all the way up to here. Yeah, I'm almost certain this is not identical to what I just did, but I'm liking this iteration a bit better. Like that. It seems to be more efficient. Let's see what else we need to do in here. So that's an airlock, 2 airlocks. Over here, I'm thinking I need a boatload more thrust and whatnot. And I can continue manufacturing up there as well. And I've already maxed out both of these cargo containers. And I want more. I want a lot more. If this is my corridor coming through, by this point, I've actually got an extra piece of depth to it. So I can make that a junction and bring this down. That way I don't have to worry about elbows and exterior pieces too much. And then I can repeat things on this side of the board. So let's do that. You just need to be standard junction.
Energy low.
I'm gonna use this. Try to be cheap and light. Cheap and light. Probably want an attachment point here. So I can junction that and then go back to tubes. I'll skip that middle spire and just keep coming across. Or is that both? That was both. Okay. Buko, nick these two, and that one. And that will secure what we've got to the hull. Now I can put in more thrusters and stuff in this quadrant. That's a junction there, and then this one junction on top, which means a thruster here. And I'll just tap that. You can be a junction. There we go. Now we're the same down the line again. We want thruster, and then we can go to another tank, which will give us more fuel. And then we can turn this into some braking thrust going forward, potentially. We'll do a count. 1, 2, 3 for the thruster, and then I need 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which it'll be all right because this is a 2x1 slope. I kind of don't like that, but I kind of need it. Let's. Damn. Okay. Let's flesh this out and see if I even like that. Because these will be 2x1 slopes coming down the face. And then here we convert to triangles. I'm going to put plating pieces that are going to connect, going to slope up here, so it'll be all right. That way I get braking thrust in place. And can I get a lateral? I did have a lateral there. What else did I need? I can put 2 verticals in case I decide to visit a moon or just lift up whatsoever. This one is roasting down, so I can put them in this chain this way, or at least one of them, because I don't have the extra space. So that should actually work pretty well. Put you there. And you there. So that eats up a lot of space coming through. This is secure. I can put a refinery in here. And that should be pretty decent, because this is dead zone. That's dead zone up there. If I put in, I can even put another tank if I need to. I think I have enough fuel. So let's put in a cargo. I can put in a forward cargo. I can put in a cargo here. That is 1, 2 blocks. This corner needs to be gone. And it can be. 2x1 slopes again. Again, that's not a... I don't care that there's that opening there, because this is an exterior piece and something that's not going to be pressurized or seen for the most part. That'll provide structure to itself, which means I can cut these guys down. I actually need a 4th. So now I can put in a couple more. Oh, no, I was right. I did have to nix that one going down. Let's see here. I will have to improvise. There we go. So now these pieces are connected, and I can connect the bottom as well. Because that one has to go. Just this right here. And that one. I can put a cargo container. There we go. That'll work, because now it's fixed into place. I'll leave this scaffolding up here for now. Put another refinery up here. Refinery will sit in there nicely, at least for now. That way I just chew through everything a bit faster. I think that is precisely what I'll do. There we go. Make sure we have it on the right way. And then I can put yield modules everywhere. And I'll just leapfrog with the welder across. We'll see what that looks like. Because everything else is just going to be totally jacked up at the moment. Once I get to the tank up here, I'll have another access port further forward, and I have to keep leapfrogging. Because I can actually use the welder as a access point and just build another welder and help this out. Excellent. And this tank is what I want, so let's go nick you down. And now I have my extra access point. Set you up. Leapfrog our way across. My welder's faster. We'll pump through here. And we are short 2 plates. 2 plates! Can I get production of some plates? There's gotta be some. Just 2. Just 2. Help me some of those. 1, 2. There we go. We'll finish that off. I'll need a couple more of you. Use my fast welder to help it out. And now my cargo problem should be solved. Which means I can fix my assembler problem here too. Oops, I want to go to your inventory. You can take that iron, and number 2 can now be free. Take that gravel out. Right. That's what I want to see. We're good there. And now, let's get a refining capability on. Buckle that bad boy. Make you go faster, and then you'll pull in whatever. Excellent. That's connected up, and last thing is that braking thruster. Very nice. So cargo issue fixed. We got increased refining capability. I'll take this back, because I'm going to need it. But I should have unjammed everything. That should be pretty nice. That's extra braking and extra lateral. That's actually 4 lateral. That's unusual for me. I usually don't have that much in there. The next big thing I want is, let's distinguish up from down. So that's the top. Let's give our distinct underside feature. And inset. Let's go back here. The 2x1s. Do I want a whole block inset? So, might be too wide. I will knock it up 1 piece. There we go. Now it's a little thicker. I like that. The color's all wrong. I'll have to fix that later, but at least we've got positioning in. And see, that's like the extra, it's an extra layer, 1 layer precisely above what I currently have, which is what I should carry through to the back here. That's actually 2. It's 2 bigger. I can even taper it down 1 and still have a full block extra, and that is what I will do. So this piece is going to come back this way for me. Unless I want a shape through here. I mean, I could. As long as that's the... If I make it... I think I should. I can do that. I can carve out this area and just be nice and delicate like. Yeah, we'll carve out. Because this whole wall is going to shift over one, just so I can have enough space to work with. It's inevitable. I'm going to cut down that middle area too. I don't actually want a divider in my bay. I just had to have that originally for structure. I'll nick these because I know you're not going to stay here. I want the full one back in place. I'll just leave that as is for now. That looks okay-ish. I have a little more space to work with, which is ideal. Let's go back and focus on the bottom that we were working on. We got a good chunk of this in place. It's going to need some lights. I'm not going to worry about those at the moment. And then it's going to need to be covered. But that's a very large flat area. So we will do something to it. I think this is going to be, this arching piece that comes up is going to continue for a bit and just be a bit more rounded. So it's actually going to remove a lot of this internal structure area, which gives me substantially more space under there. What do I have here? I like that. It's like I wanted some overlapping or ending. I like this. That's coming together, and that was a natural flow to things too. Sometimes parts just flow together very nicely, and that's what you should encourage. At least I think you should in the build. That way it doesn't look forced or something is amiss for whatever reason. That means I should probably change these sides a fair bit because we're getting too high here. This is probably too flat up top. If that's the case, I could even round this piece, which I may. Or how do I want this? How indeed. I can slope this guy. We do this. This will be a nice 2x1 slope. That'll have to be close enough for that blend going in. It just feels like it's too high. I think it is too high. I think I need to drop that entire structure down 1 block. Or I just let it stew for a minute. I'll let it stew for a minute. We'll see how it grows on me as I build it out a bit more. See what that looks like. Yeah, I definitely did not like that 45 coming up after. Let's start again over here. we'll expand wider, is I'm guessing what we can do here. That's going to be a lot wider. But we're going to cover down on that transition, which is good. That looks a little more sleek. I like it. I almost want to pull these spired pieces forward a bit more. How do we look from the sides? Still looks like it's too high to me. I don't like any of this. And between these two, using the transition slopes or our default guys, this does make me look more aggressive over here. Maybe it starts out for a little bit, and then it'll go swoop back to be more aggressive. How about we do a little both? That's the shape. And then we can have 45s for a bit, and we can, ooh. Yeah, we can have 45s, and we can taper to this point after a while. Fix what we have up front, and I can pull the taper down this way. And then I'll know it'll probably pull out from here. Nice and wide. Nice and slow. Kind of like that initial transition is nice and slow. And that'll flow better. So let's fix... Nope, you were triangles. I almost want this design to be pushed over one more. That's because we have such a large shape moving through here. Let's see what it looks like. So I could have some space for the shape to breathe. Maybe even a bit more. I like that taper. I want it to go here instead. That was 3 wide. 1, 2, 3 wide, which means you're gone. Okay. Yeah, that way you've got a little more girth to it. I like that half better. Figure out exactly how far back that's going to go. Shouldn't be a problem, but I don't want to mess with this now. If we go... Yeah. I like that. Nope, since we're keeping things big, no to this. There we go. That way we can blend some designs together a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take a pause here with that server restart coming in. All right, we got some more thrusters in, some additional cargo space going. Built out a bit more of the volume of the center area. That way I know how much space I'm working with. I need to make those 2 shuttle bays a lot larger. We're starting to get some form to the underside and got a couple more big features that we got to put in here too. That's looking pretty good. Until next time, go forth and build great things. See you then.